So do the thing this and be like, oh my god, it's me.
Good morning.
Bro, I hear that. Yeah, so I think so we're like, you know, a good bunch of guys. We've known each other for quite a long time.
Yeah,
so,
some time.
You know,
years.
Some of us have been saying primary school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're big men now. But I mean, growing up, especially as young black men, are like role models. You turn to look at your parents, and it's quite interesting because, you know, the group that we're in is, again, obviously for anyone listening, it's not just us four. There's a whole bunch of us, do you know what I mean? And we're a brotherhood, do you know what I mean? We're a family. And when you look at the circumstances that, like our parental circumstances, it's crazy because a lot of them are very different, yet we've managed to find similarities between each other. And sometimes even the differences are the ones that bring us together, do you know what I mean? So yeah, like for me, I feel that with my parents, growing up, I've had my parents have been together and everything like that, and you know, now my parents are divorced, and I think that for me that kind of that really has an effect on, you know, things. Even if you don't think that it does, it always has an effect on, you know, things that you do day to day life. You know, how you've grown up to how you've got to deal with life now. I can only imagine how some of my friends have gone through. Some of them, you know, they haven't had parents there or haven't had parents together. You know what I mean? But
I was even going to say, you know, like you said about you know, parents going through divorce and stuff like that. It affects people at different points in time. You know, I was lucky and fortunate enough to have quite a good family life, and still pretty much to this day as well. But up to a certain point, you know, my parents were together and then they divorced. Sorry, so. You know, but where it happens is very vital as well, because I was around 15 at the time, and that in itself is a very critical stage in the development, especially as a young man when you're turning into an adult. And sometimes there's so much tension between your parents that, you know, maybe your dad isn't doing as much as he can maybe do because he's not realizing that, you know what, there's my son or this and that is growing up and he needs me to be the role model that he needs me to be a role model for him to just get on with life and to learn how to be the man he needs to be. So, you know, things affect people at different times. You know, that's not to say that someone who's 25 and their parents divorce, that it doesn't affect them or hurt them or anything, but it's just it's just dealing with different things at different points in time. But it's people get triggered by different things at different points in their life.
True.
So,
yeah. What about you guys? How do you feel your parental upbringing has affected you growing up?
Boy, for me, obviously, like we all lot know, I never, like, I lost my mum when I was young. So like when I was 4, I lost my mum to cancer.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, bro.
Rest in peace.
Love. And on my dad, like, I don't. Never ever laid eyes on the guy. I don't know who he is.
Really, you know?
I used to sing that with passion. I could relate, fam. me and your mum, guys. Really now? But yeah, like I didn't. Obviously, like it was hard because it was a thing of like my aunt. After my mum passed, like she was the youngest out of 3 sisters, so it was like my aunt was the oldest, and she took me on alongside my godmother, and her and my godmother raised me. So like I didn't have like no male figure in my life whatsoever. Having said that, I had my godfather at times, but it was a thing of I would see him, I don't know, every other month or...
Which godfather was that?
I was asking a question. You know. Uncle Sinclair. Uncle Sinclair, shout out to you, man. But yeah, so it's like my upbringing was very different because I was raised in a household of women, a lot of women, because my godmother had a daughter, my god sister. So it's like, for me, it wasn't a bad thing. You know, sometimes they say like, oh, if you're around a lot of women, you may grow up to be soft, or you may grow up to be one way, or do you know what I mean? For me, nothing of the sort. If anything, I found I don't know, I respect women a lot more. In terms of actually what they do, in terms of bringing and raising up young black boys. Well, in our case, my case, young black boys, it's not easy, especially with no father figure around as well, man. It's difficult. So for me, respect. Just seeing them, like the struggle, the sacrifices they made, all of that kind of stuff to kind of, you know, give me a childhood that would try and distract me from what was happening in terms of not having my mum around, because I was quite young in it. So I was asking hella questions like, oh, where's my mum, when's she coming back, things like that. I didn't really understand. So yeah, man, it was obviously different to you lot, because you know you had your mum and your dad, and but for me, yeah, very different circumstances. But yeah.
Do you know? So like, obviously, just you know, we always have banter in it, and I always like to make light of the situation. Something just came from my head, you know the picture where it had the guy waiting around the corner with the pie, waiting for my dad to come home, and he's still there. That's me, that
I'm still there.
Do you know the maddest thing as well? Sorry, I was gonna let you go. But like even like generational curses, isn't it? So you know, there's times where a lot of black men or a lot of black people growing up, especially young black men, have not had their fathers around. And you know, there's multiple reasons why you could say why they haven't been around, and you can look at certain cultures, you can look at certain things to think why they're not around. But it's really about breaking that cycle as well. Do you know what I mean? And some people have been fortunate enough to have parents up until a certain point, or you know, some people don't have parents at all or whatever. But it's really about trying to redefine, you know, what family, I guess, is to you for what it is, because it's a very subjective thing. You know what I mean? There's not one blanket term that defines it all. So sorry, Dan.
No, calm, man. This is we're all getting vulnerable here, innit? It's mad.
Drizzy.
Touchy territory.
Yeah, man's heart and that. But yeah, like, I wouldn't say I had a good upbringing. My mum did a fantastic job. And my nan
auntie
didn't know my dad. But like, I wouldn't say I had a bad upbringing, but some of the experiences I've had in life, I wouldn't wish them on anyone. If that makes sense. So it wasn't a bad upbringing, but some of the experiences were a bit peak for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to grow up at a certain age, and you know, you miss out on a few things. But for me, it's always been me and my mum, and me and my nan. When I was young, my mum got married to a guy which is my little brother's dad. So he was like a stepdad for a little while, but that relationship wasn't very. It's a bit tight still. It was a bit of a toxic relationship. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that led for one thing and another for me and his relationship and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I ended up becoming sort of like a father figure to my little brother.
Yeah.
So already, I mean, I had a childhood. It was a good childhood. You know, you do all the normal things. I mean, you're poor, but you don't know that you're poor. Do you get what I'm saying? Not until you see like your friends that might have money or they're a bit more fortunate or a bit better off. But I was never born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I didn't know that we didn't have silver spoons. To get
preach. I didn't because good parents or good upbringings will do that.
As I got older, mum was like, look, like, you don't even know we had to go without this and that just so you could do this and that. So you kind of appreciate that, and you kind of, you know, think to yourself, you know, it wasn't so bad, even though sometimes, you know, like the electric might cut out and you have to use candle, or you have to boil the water with the kettle and the pots just to get hot water because, you know, boilers out and stuff like that. You kind of appreciate little things and how to survive, and realizing as a man when you get older how tough it is for women, let alone, you know, single mums. I got godchildren. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't always see them, but when I'm around them, it's like, hard work. You know what I'm saying? It's hard work. So for a mother, you know, I see a lot of young mums and even, you know, my godchildren's mothers and stuff like that. Like they're young. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's not easy when you're alone. So it makes me respect my mum even more to think, right, like, you know what? I'm blessed to even have grown with you, but you done all right still. Two guys, it's not easy to raise two men. You know what I'm saying?
This day and age,
you know, and for them to turn out decent, like, you know, they never brought police to my mum's door. I weren't the smartest at school, but I tried. You know what I'm saying? I tried. I didn't let her down. Like, I tried. I passed. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm just trying to live a decent way. Like, one thing she taught me was, you know, you never get things in life for free. You always have to work. So no matter what you do, make sure you know how to do something so you can earn something.
One of the times I heard that, boy.
I was working from 15. Free, you get me? Paying certain things by a certain age, like. So you grow up before your time. So you still have your childhood, but you kind of grow up before your time because you're looking after your little brother because you know him and his dad are not so good, and you know he's not around no more, and you're there in the crucial parts. It's literally like. I literally feel like he's my son sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Literally.
You can't help it.
And I'm not. I'm his older brother, but the talks we have, the discipline I've had to give him, the morals that I've had to install in him, that's my project. That's mine. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm proud
grow up a little quicker than
you don't bring no trouble. Do you get what I'm saying? So my childhood was, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. There's, like I said,
He's made you essentially who you are today, bro.
Like I said, I had a solid foundation, I guess, but some of the experiences you just, do you know what I mean? And it, like you said, it does have an effect on you as you grow older, and you think to yourself, right, like, was that really happening, or did I really go through that? And do you get what I'm saying? You realise that sometimes it can be a bit of trauma, and you're just living with it. You know?
And that's the other thing as well. Like my mum, someone used to say to me, is like, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
There you go.
And you know what I mean? You can do as much as you can for certain, you know, for your children and things like that. But you just hopefully, in some way, just hope that, you know, some of the morals and things you installed in them, or certain things you've said, will hopefully just carry them through at some point in their life. Do you know what I mean? Because people can only...
Do you know another big thing is with upbringing, a family, like uncles and cousins and stuff like that. Because my male role models were most likely my uncle, my mum's immediate brother, and my granddad maybe. Do you get what I'm saying? But like they weren't doing much, but they was always there to keep me on the straight and narrow, keep me on the right path. If that's all they could do for me. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think that has a big impact as well. Having a solid family foundation is always a good start. You know?
And you know, I was quite lucky in a sense because I had an older brother as well. And you know, he taught me a lot of things. Taught me just being that other male role model. Do you know what I mean? That was there. That was relatable because he's only 8 years older than me. So you know what I mean, like when you've got an older brother or you've got someone that's similar age to you, sometimes you can teach your siblings 100%. What you've just gone through. Do you know what I mean? Because sharing knowledge and things like that or life experiences are important to other people. I can share that so someone else knows what I've gone through and does it better than me. Hopefully.
Because I mean, like you've even got, when you look at how far we've come as friends together. Do you know what I mean? The amount of if we was to write a book about the stories that we've been through, fam, we wouldn't finish.
We do. It would be a number one selling book.
Definitely. And when you look at even people that are some of our friends that aren't here, you've got some that haven't had their dad due to death. You've had some that have had their father there. You've got some people that have got had their dad there, but there haven't really been much of a father figure. You've had some that have had both their parents alive and gone. And they've just left them to Bambi when it first came out, like literally just left them to fend for themselves. And it's crazy, man. It's just like, I mean, again, for me, I can only I can only say like I feel like obviously I was blessed, because I always used to look around and think, you know what, these lot have had it hard, and I'm there with, I've still got my parents are still together, but then obviously they've separated, and I'm 27, you know, I keep thinking, I'm 26 going to be 27, and my parents are divorcing, and I know that it has an effect on me, do you know what I mean? And then sometimes it's like, I think one time where I had a realization about almost like you don't know how lucky you have it, because my dad's quite healthy, my mom's quite healthy.
Yeah.
Where did I go? Yeah, my granddad's funeral in Jamaica, and I was the only cousin to go. All his kids, like, I think there's about 10, 11 of them. So my uncles and aunts all went to Jamaica. I'm there, and obviously I'm almost like representing my cousins, do you know what I mean? Because I'm the only cousin there, do you know what I mean? So then they've gone there, they're going to go and bury my granddad, and he, like, yeah, it's just some of my uncles, big uncles that, you know, just like breaking down because they couldn't even carry the coffin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it just made me think, and I've even seen my dad break down, do you know what I mean? And that just, it kind of breaks you.
Breaks
But
you,
like,
yeah.
I even felt like, right, do you know what? I was the shoulder for my dad to cry on then. And it's kind of like, even just think to yourself, like, it's mad, you know, because he remembers his dad as someone that used to run around. I can't remember who you was saying. I think you were saying about your granddad or something. Yeah, like running around, climbing tree. I remember that with my granddad. All of a sudden, like, obviously, I looked at the casket. He looked nothing like how I remember him.
Of course.
And I was just thinking, wow, my dad's gonna grow up like that, and he's gonna, you know, all of a sudden he's not gonna be able to move as much, and all it just
peak, fam.
and you just think, rah, like life, like it's mad.
Yeah,
It's mad.
It's like, you just got to appreciate, you know, upbringing. Sorry, go on.
No,
I was just saying that you just got to appreciate your life for where it is, and you know, we've all not had the similar situations growing up, but that is what life is. Life isn't, like I said, there's not one blanket term to define who you are as a person. Everyone's life is different, and that's fine, and family is different to different people, and sometimes people's friends are their family, and that's cool.
Yeah,
I was literally good.
Sorry, go on. Go on.
No, it's mad you said that, because I wanted to touch on that as well. Like, for me, like, I think my friends, more so, not even more so, my friends in secondary school, played a massive part for me in my upbringing, and they didn't even realise that, in the sense of two people, especially Sean and Andre, I was always around their houses, so I was always involved in family activities. I was always involved in little things like dinner or Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
That's a blessing, fam.
Birthdays and things like that. So I used to call.
This guy could make himself a fry up in my own kitchen.
Yeah, bro. Like, I used to call. Not even used to. I still to this day. I still call Sean's dad Pops.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Andre's mum and dad. I call Andre's mum. I call Andre's dad. Well, yeah. Man like Cole. But I call Sean's mum. But so it's a thing of, like, for me, also, like, obviously, yeah, my home, where my aunt used to raise me, was home, innit?
Yeah.
You can't replace that. That's where I learned things. That's where she raised me, and I'll always be grateful for that. But I was always kind of missing something. Do you know what I mean? I was missing that mum and dad's like kind of upbringing, that family household, because it was just me and my aunt. So I found comfort. I found that family setting. That's real. Sean and Andre's yard.
Wow.
That's why I was always, brother. I was at Sean's house I was at Andre's house every day during the week when we was younger. Yeah. I used to get in trouble because I'll be at Andre's house banging FIFA with him in the front room, just chilling. Get home late, miss my tutoring, get beats. Next day, same thing, back in the yard playing FIFA. I was at Sean's house every weekend without fail. Man. Every weekend.
You had to join in on the Sunday cleanup, you know, the reggae playing and
I was there hoovering, bro. I was hoovering. I was hoovering Sean's house. I was cleaning Sean, like I was cleaning the washing dishes, cleaning the sink, and all them kind of things. It's family. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was like, for me, massive part of my. I could have easily gone off the rails. I had no one telling me. I had no especially no like father figure telling me like, raw, this is A, B, C, D, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I had none of that. But that's where I found that in my friends' households. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's bad how we didn't even like each other at the start as well.
Fam, me and him used to hate each other.
Guys
Year
used to snitch,
7,
fam.
used to
I used to snitch.
Randall.
Used to be randling year 7 still.
okay, I'm just gonna tell the teacher.
Yeah.
I was a dickhead in year 7, but yeah, man, I couldn't have. For me, I think everything happens for a reason, and I was placed around people that would help, without them even knowing.
Yeah.
Help bring me up in
It's
a
your
certain
environment
way,
though,
yeah,
innit?
and help
It's your
with
environment.
what I was dealing with. Yeah, words.
It's your
And that
environment.
was like it was just a blessing,
It's a
man.
blessing, bro.
It's a
I've
big,
always
big
been,
blessing.
Do you know, I've always been blessed with good friends.
That's it, yeah.
And good friends. My mum always says to me, right, like, you know what, you got good friends, you know. They're all my sons. She like, they're my sons, you know, they're my sons. I was like,
Mums
alright,
always
like,
know as well.
Yeah, they always know.
Mums
Mums
always
always
know
know
as well. If you're all shit, bro.
Yeah, my aunt's like my mum.
Yeah, of course.
And
of
it's
course.
facts, bruv. They always know.
Of course.
This, my son didn't text her. Something about her. You know what I'm saying? They're never wrong. They're never wrong.
I remember my mum told me about one of my former friends. She already told me like, right, that watch out for that one, you know. And she's just so right. You know when you're just thinking,
Yeah.
shut up, mum. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, but your mum's, she knows, you know. 'cause
Yeah,
she,
you know what I mean?
I
Like,
love
mum
being,
was
she
just there.
embraces me, you know. She always makes me feel like a son as well.
Yeah.
But man's got families. Man's here, fam. Like, included.
Oh man, yeah, it's mad. But yeah, it's so important to know the friends that you have around you, man.
Yeah, friends, you know what? I can't lie to you. Friendship is so important, but
So important.
So
you can feel so alone. The thing is, you can be around so many people and still feel alone.
Yeah.
You get me? If you don't have real friends or you don't feel like people around you are digging you, I think that's a dangerous place to be in. Like for me, I'm an extrovert.
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
me? Like I'm a big extrovert, so
Yeah.
I like to be around people. I like the energy. I love it. Do you know what I'm saying? But if I'm starting to feel like I'm around so many people and I feel alone, I gotta check my space, fam.
Yeah.
I gotta check my space and see what's happening because that's not me. It's not healthy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably different for an introvert. In fact, it might well be different for an introvert. But my point is that real friendship, it keeps you out of a lot of trouble, and not just outside, but with yourself as well. Your mind doesn't wander. Like you know, you have someone. Everyone wants someone to talk to.
Yeah,
everyone needs someone to trust.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? At least one person.
Yeah, and
Do you know what I mean?
it's dangerous for like you said as well. I think it's dangerous for both introverts and extroverts.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I think an introvert, they know that they have the family there or they have the friends there, but they just choose to like, you know what, I just want to go home and turn my electric blanket on and go on Netflix and not really talk to anyone. But I know they're there. I know my friends or family are in the house or whatever. But I just want to do my own thing. But having no one at all is a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous thing. And, you know, throughout life, you've probably seen examples, you know, whether they've been very close to you or maybe not the closest to you, where you could see that person could have really done with a friend or done with, you know, a family member in their life, just guiding them a little bit more. And you see the knock-on effects of it. Everything's it's like a, what's it like, domino effect.
Domino effect, yeah.
As well. So
Like I know, hand on heart. Like if I was to go out and I was to get legless, like to the point where I'm paralytic. If I'm out with these lot, I know
one of us
that
carrying you home.
someone taking me home,
And-
even
and
if I don't
bathing
go.
your skin.
Yeah,
never forget
like
that
they
day.
will wash me like one baby, fam. Like you know what I mean? Take the sweet corn out the corner of my mouth.
put you on your side,
Yeah,
take off your t-shirt, put you in your gym jams.
Remember that day? When was we up London?
Oh yeah, for my 21st, fam.
Fam, I had to
I missed
take
that
off.
one still.
No, like biggest pause. I had to take off man's jeans, fam. Take off my crepes and that.
Wait, what?
I just remember being carried up the stairs, yeah, vomiting on someone's
was mad.
loafers, and like I just wake up and I was
Carried
like,
each other at least once.
yeah, we all carried each other at least once.
mad.
But then again,
I just woke up in my
that's the thing.
my bed.
Like we've all carried each other.
Yeah.
And that's not even that. Like it's not even just
real.
in terms of going out and getting legless. It's all in like life itself.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
all
yeah.
at some point carried one another through something.
Been there for
Do
each
you know what
other.
I mean?
Like, yeah,
And that for me, that's just big,
yeah.
and it's volumes.
But yeah,
I don't know what I'd do if I felt betrayed by you. I don't know what I'd do. If you don't went around, I just big man.
Yeah,
Man
no,
don't
it's
even know
true.
what I do,
I'm
fam.
so blessed to
It's
have
mad.
you lot, because sometimes I think to myself, right, if I didn't have you lot in certain situations, and
You get
don't
me?
know
It's
what happened.
peak, fam, because I've lost a few good friends as well. Do you know what I mean? Rest in peace, all of you guys. But, bruv, like, anyways, you man know, man love you, man.
Hey, I hear that.
Hey, my guy, fam. Yeah, smile,
I hear that still, my guy.
No, man. But
yeah,
yeah,
lads.
man. Listen, love your family, love your friends.
Trust me. Go and tell someone you love them right now. Life's too short.
Live with peace, now your art.
Yeah.
If you feel like you need to go visit someone or see someone or reconnect with something that's been troubling you, do it and
Build that bridge, fam.
that
Trust
bridge.
me.
'Cause
I mean, because
you
when
know,
it's
you
gone, it's
Live
gone,
with
fam.
peace, because when you're not peace,
Atlantis,
it's peak.
gone. Lost city.
It's so easy to burn down bridges. Sometimes it's don't hurt to just build a new one.
rebuild that.
Do you know
Like
what
the
I'm saying?
Chinese,
Yeah, trust
no
me.
corona.
Ban Corona, fam.
So yeah, guys. Yes, you've been listening to I Hear That podcast. We out.
Love, guys, love.
Love.
Yeah, flame.
So yeah, just hold on. So actually, I'll do it.
Clap.
I'm making something. Am I moving mad?
Yeah. You trying to run it now?